Happy Victory Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it a Victory Monday in Cleveland, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, Black Monday is officially here, and Kevin Stefanski has been fired. Yes, you heard it correctly. The long-awaited news that we have been just waiting for, no matter what side of the fence you're on. It is out of the box. The Cleveland Browns have moved on from their 6-year coach in Kevin Stefanski. And there were reports out earlier talking about, Andrew Berry and them aren't tied to the hip. Well, Jimmy Haslam came out and said that Andrew Berry is going to spearhead this head coaching job. So it seems as if Chef Zay was right again. I mean, I knew they wanted. No, I'm not going to go down that route. But let's go ahead and get right into. Let's look at what Jimmy Haslam had to say, because he did come out with his little quote. You know what I'm saying? With his little what's it called? Statement. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That is a tweet from Carly Teller. Huh? So literally 20 minutes ago, Carly Teller just came out with this tweet. Hold on. We're already about to get, oh, this is going to be weird. Hold on. Carly Teller, fresh off the press. You play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. Carly, what are you talking about right now? What are we low-key talking about right now, Carly? I don't know. But she talking about something. Let me pull up the tweet now. That's pretty interesting. Because remember the whole Wyatt Teller thing. We remember the back and forth where Wyatt Teller came out after he got benched for a performance for what he thought, and then came out with a calf injury. That was not no calf injury. We're talking about Wyatt freaking Teller. Give me a break. There was no damn calf injury. I'd love to get it, Carly, if you're in the chat right now. I'd love to get an inside scoop. We can get you on the show. We can get you come on. You can give your analysis. You can give your thought process. We give you the floor. We'll give you the whole damn floor, because I'm interested to know exactly what was said. So it looks like there's two statements here. Hold on. Let's go to the statement board. Everybody see it? We got the statement ready. This is from Jimmy Haslam. Oh wait, that was Andrew Berry's statement. I didn't see his statement yet. Wait. Oh, here we go. So there's three reports. This is Jimmy Haslam. We had tremendous gratitude for Kevin's leadership of the Cleveland Browns over the last 6 years. He's a good football coach and an even better person. We appreciate all his hard work and dedication to our organization, but our results over the last 2 seasons have not been satisfactory. Remember at the preseason where he said 3-14 is not going to cut it. 5-12 didn't cut it either. And we believe a change at the head coaching position is necessary. We wish Kevin, Michelle, and the Stefanski family all the best in the future. Andrew Berry will continue to lead our football operations. Like I told you, that business side of it, he wasn't going nowhere when you can do what Andrew Berry can do in terms of the business. The entirety of our focus is building a team that brings our fans the success they long deserve, and we will continue to work relentlessly towards that goal and invest whatever resources necessary to build a winning football program. Andrew will immediately begin our thorough process to find out outstanding new head coach and leader of our football team. We have an exciting young core to build upon, and Andrew and his team are intent on adding talent to this core and building out a roster that can achieve sustainable success. At least Jimmy Haslam kept his word, right? He told us that it wasn't going to be good enough, and he stuck by it. So major kudos to Jimmy Haslam for keeping his word. Now, this one is from Andrew Berry. I haven't read this one yet. Andrew Berry says this was a difficult decision today and is a tough day for our organization because of the impact Kevin has had and the deep, meaningful relationships he's built across our building. We have great respect for Kevin, who has led our organization through both unique and challenging circumstances over the 6 seasons. Over that time, he has been more than a head coach, but also a partner, friend, and stability and a stabilizing force for our team. He has always led authentically and cared deeply for Browns players, coaches, and staffs, all while investing every ounce of energy into improving our team daily. Most recently, Kevin's steady hand held us through the most important turbulent part of our strategic pivot and transitional period, working with a young team and imperfect roster. He laid a foundation of professionalism while also creating an environment of leaning for a new wave of players, Browns players. I am disappointed that we could not accomplish more together, and the collective underperformance of our group is something I own. We will remain steadfast in our commitment to our fans and building the Browns in an organization that sustains success. Now our attention turns to the search for a person to lead and develop what we believe what will be a young offense with a heavy investment over the next 6 months to match and build on the performance of the young defense that is our okay. So there's a lot of chat GPT fluff in there, but this is interesting. It's our attention turns to the person who can lead and develop with a young offense with heavy investment over the next 6 months to match and build on the performance of the young defense. AJ Brown. AJ Brown. Can I interest you in AJ Brown? I mean, because if you go match the performance from the defense, you got to go out there and you got to swing, right? You're not, like as much as we want to bank on the draft again and hoping to draft a receiver, you know what I'm saying, to be that dominant wide receiver one. Why not swing for the fences? So there's not many receivers in the wide receiver or in the free agency pool this year, I don't believe. But we know how Andrew Berry like to go trade for them receivers. I said at the end of the broadcast yesterday, do I think they're gonna swing for the fences like they did with Deshaun Watson? No. But I do think they're gonna swing. I don't think they're gonna choke up on the bat this year and just try to get a base hit. I do think they'll have to swing because of Myles Garrett. Because if they want to keep Myles Garrett, you're gonna have to swing. So there should be something interesting. I see you guys keep saying prime time. I'm not gonna. I think we need to take what Shador Sanders said yesterday, and we need to actually read into that, and we need to go deeper into that because there was something off. We know Sanders was prime was going through the health stuff. Um, we don't know anything. I'm not trying to speculate and say there's something wrong with Deion Sanders' health. But when your quarterback comes out and said that this whole week mentally, he just wasn't there. He had players come up to him at halftime. Quashawn Judkins visited him 3 days ago to speak life in him. There's something going on behind closed doors. Um, I think Prime, and I believe Prime just got re-extended in Colorado through 2029. He's not going anywhere. We do have one more. I think Kevin Stefanski's message. After 6 seasons as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I leave with an immense sense of gratitude. When I arrived in January 2020, the organization in this community and Browns fans embraced me and my family with open arms. I can't express properly in words how good we have been treated. A sincere thank you to everyone who I've been blessed to work with over these 6 seasons. I'd like to especially thank my coaching staff and the players who did everything that was asked of them. They fought through injury and adversity while putting team first. I wish you all nothing but success. There's your coach. So it's time. It's time now to see where this direction is heading. I think that the Browns are going to hire someone to aid with what's his name? Andrew Berry. If I had to think, I think the Falcons are looking for someone to aid in their football operations, the firm I saw as well. I think that Andrew Berry is going to continue to work this. No, matter of fact, let me go back to the Jimmy Haslam. Let me go back to the Jimmy Haslam thing here because we got to remember, Kevin Stefanski was hired after Andrew Berry, and Jimmy Haslam said that Andrew Berry is gonna get to spearhead. I believe is the term that Adam Schefter reported, spearhead this coaching decision. He did also say that he's going to continue to lead in football operations. So it makes me go back to the Paul T. Podesta thing and how much was he involved um in all of the football operations, because I can't wrap my head around how night and day difference this past draft class was compared to recent years. Now, obviously, we didn't have a first round pick and we didn't have the capital that we did, but it just I don't know. It just I will never know, I guess, unless there's a 30 for 30 that comes out and let us know how deep he was into the operation. But there's got to be something there, because Andrew Berry did a hell of a job this year. So that's gonna be that I can't wait to see what they do in the front office side with Andrew Berry. Is it just gonna be Andrew Berry again, or will they get him a John Dorsey to help him make the football decisions? Now, the coaching thing, that's the question that everybody wants to know. Who are we gonna go to for the coach? I mentioned it yesterday on the broadcast. There's one thing that I'm doing first, and I'm giving Jim Schwartz the opportunity to interview for this job if he wants it. Now, you go back to the very beginning of the press conference when he first got hired as a Cleveland Browns coach, and he talked about how he said that he doesn't have really any interest in being a head coach again. That's the one thing that sits onto my mind. Now, the only reason why I say you give him the due diligence is to give him that is because of how they've been running their operation. They have think about this. The first report that I saw, it wasn't they're saying he has been relieved of his duty. So it is a firing, but the first one that I saw was parted ways. And that was the same terminology that they used for Paul T. Podesta as parted ways. So like it feels like they want to keep stuff in-house. So if you're gonna elevate somebody from within, is Tommy Reese the guy to do that? I don't know. I think Jim Schwartz would have a better number one, he's already been a head coach in the NFL, so he has that experience, but he already has the respect of this locker room. So that's the only reason why I would say if you go within, um, you need to at least go to him and see what if he wants the job. The other thing that I'm doing, the other thing that I'm doing, I'm going to Myles Garrett. I need to know what Myles Garrett thinks and what he prefers as a leader of this team. We saw a giant leap from Myles Garrett this year. A leap that I wasn't sure we would ever see with Myles Garrett. And I no longer have questions about his leadership and how he leads because he was never the vocal guy. Somehow, some way, it flipped. Now, I like to credit it to his lady. I think that lady gave him a little bit of extra mojo and a little pep in his step because he talking a little different. He feeling himself a little different. He a little different. And I think that may have helped. But I need to know what Myles thinks. We can't lose Myles. And what you need to go to him and say, as a defensive player, there are probably some candidates who have been on the offensive side of the ball who have played against us. Is there anybody that you have your mind on? So I'm not going to give him the end all be all, but I need to know Myles Garrett needs to be in that room when we talk about this coaching decision, because you cannot, if you are serious about giving the fans and what Jimmy Haslam said, if you are serious about the building a team that brings our fans the success they long deserve, that includes having Myles Garrett on your team and actually trying to win a Super Bowl with him and not trying to gain as much capital as you possibly can with Myles Garrett. Hold on. My fault, y'all. My fault. I got a quick text message. I just got a quick text message chat. I lost my train of thought too. Okay. So where did I leave off? Um, I'm not sure why you all ever question not his leadership. It was the vocal, it was the type of leader. Miles was a leader by example. Miles was a leader because he's the most dominant player, but Miles' leadership elevated this year to another level, to a level that I was like, there's just some people that have it and some people that don't. He somehow found it. No real coach wants to go to the Brown circus. That's where I beg to differ. See, a lot of this is the term that I'm not cool with, because everybody keeps saying that the Browns situation, who would want to come into this Brown situation and da 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 da. The Browns are primed. The Browns have such a unique. If you can take away the stigma behind the Cleveland Browns and you put a blank, if you put situations in front of the table with no names attached to it, so you had 32 teams across the NFL, you obviously have the top tier teams, so you'll take those ones out. If you have all of the teams on the board that have coaching candidates available with no names attached to it, the Browns have one of the best situations that you could come into. Again, you have to take the stigma away, but you have 2 first-round picks this year. You have a top second-round pick next year. You have 5 rookies who you reestablished your foundation with. You have the greatest pass rusher to ever play the game of football. You have a lockdown cornerback who's still under contract. You have your safety who's still under contract. You have a running back who looks like he could be a top 10 running back, top 7 running back in the league. You have a tight end 1 that is going to be a top 3 tight end in the league. And you have a potential gold mine in Shedeur Sanders. If you are so confident in your coaching abilities and you are so confident, and I'm talking about a quarterback guru, a quarterback guy, I think the coach that we hire is going to have to be really good with quarterbacks, or the offensive coordinator that is hired has to be really good with quarterbacks, because the plan, like, as much as we want to sit here and talk about, well, you got to let Shedeur go, you got to let Deshaun go, you got to let go, all these players go, and just go draft the quarterback and da da da. I'm telling you now, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders are going to be QB1 and QB2 on this team. However they want to flip it, Deshaun will be in the mix somewhere. And you're going to have to let me know how you're going to operate the quarterback room right now. Rightfully, whether we like it or not. I know that's not what people are going to want to hear. I know people are tired of hearing Deshaun Watson. I know there's a big crowd that is tired of hearing about Shedeur Sanders. That's just what it is. So this coach is going to have to come in here and say, what's your plan for 12? What's your plan for 4? Can you elevate 4 to the next level? Can you here's some of the things that he needs to work on? Can you elevate this? It has to be. So that's why I as much as that Brian Flores name keeps popping in, I if Jim Schwartz is going to remain on this defense, do you want a defensive mind being on the offensive side of the ball, or being the head coach? That's my only problem with this. I think they're trying to make the defense like a juggernaut, which is fine. But at some point, you're going to have to tackle this offense. And this last statement right here, where he said, "We are exciting young core to build upon Andrew Brady's team and intend on adding talent to this core, building roster." Right? Or he talked about adding to the whole offense thing. Oh, that was Andrew Berry's comments, where he says to match and build on the performance of the young defense that is already playing at an elite level. That tells me that they get the picture. They get the picture. And I think that means that they know they have to go do something on the offensive side of the ball this year. So who do I think they're going to get at coach? I really don't know. My fault. Oh, I'm sorry. House stuff. I gotta get my. I got house stuff that I was over here worrying about. But yeah, where did I leave off at? I'm sorry, guys. I keep getting distracted. Um, Obviously, Harbaugh is going to be all right. Let me try to. What do I want in a coach? We're gonna talk about Shazay for a second. What do I want in a coach? I think the number one tangible that I want in my head coach, I need. It sounds weird if I put it that way. I need an emotional leader on this team. I need I need a leader of men. I need someone like an example. And I know people hate when I use Mike Tomlin and the Steelers as an example. But yesterday on the sideline, when the Steelers needed that extra jolt and that extra, is there a press conference out? Is there a presser out? Hold on. Is there a press conference out? Oh my gosh. Screw what I'm saying. There is. Hold on.
Win 8 games in 2 years is horrible. It's totally unacceptable, okay? And it's not going to continue, okay? And I want the fans to know we are as frustrated as you are, and we hear a lot from our fans, which we actually appreciate. We have great fans. They're extremely passionate, and they deserve better than what they've gotten the last 2 years, okay? No, I don't need to say anything else. We are going to give you a better product. Our sole goal here is to be a consistent winner, not make the playoffs in 20 and then make it again in 23, not win 8 games in 2 years. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not acceptable. Our fans deserve better. We'll start the head coach search literally this afternoon. Andrew Berry will lead that effort. Key members of his organization as well as ownership will be involved in the process. You all have been through these processes before, and I think we have a good plan laid out. I want to comment on Andrew because I know there's questions out there. Well, why didn't you change both of them? Or why didn't you change Andrew and not Kevin? And I would say this. I think Andrew, over the last year, has done a very good job. And I want to go through that because I think it's important to talk about the moves he made to strengthen our team, okay? I think it began with what I would call a very efficient free agency. We added one player, and that player made a substantial difference in our football team, and that was Malik Collins. Malik is not only a really good player, he's a really good person who is a leader on our defense, a leader in the defensive line room. Andrew negotiated a trade a week or two before the draft started, in which we added 3 draft picks, 2 last year, a second and a fourth or a fifth, and a first this year, okay? Then I think we had one of the better drafts that we've ever had. I think we added 4 really good football players who were either first team all-rookie or second team all-rookie, and I think Carson has a really good chance to be the NFL Rookie of the Year, defensive Rookie of the Year. I think what's important to understand about our rookies, though, and you all see them, you all know them, they're not only really good players, they're really good people. They will be the cornerstone with which we'll build and grow and develop this winning team. But I think it would be short-sighted to not just look at free agency, not just look at the draft, but also to look at a couple of other moves Andrew made. We have struggled to have a consistent place kicker here really the whole time we've earned the team. And I guess the way we started this year, you'd say, looks like you're continuing to struggle. Our grandsons were at the game, and we were coming back to Cleveland last night, and I said, Andre Schmidt is a great lesson of when you fail, pick yourself up, persevere, and good things will happen. And the signing of Andre and bringing him on, holding with him that first week when everybody was saying you need to cut him, you need a new kicker, I think we've hopefully solved our place kicking woes for a long time. Quality person, the team believes in him, and we're glad to have him. And then lastly, I think something that's underappreciated was the Tyson Campbell trade. Tyson is, here again, a really good player and a really good person. And I think all you need to know about Tyson is he has been playing with a bad shoulder for several weeks. We were unsure if he's going to go play, got hurt in the first half. He went in, got treatment, came back and tried to play in the second half of a game where we were trying to win our 5th game. It wasn't like we were trying to make the playoffs. I think this year we not only added, and I'm repeating myself on purpose, really good players, but also really good people. And I think that core that Andrew has put together this year will help move us forward. We hope to have similar results this coming year.
We'll take a couple questions.
Yeah, let me just say this. One thing, Peter. The next 120 days are crucial for the organization, okay? We've got to find the right head coach. We've got to be efficient again in free agency. We have 10 draft picks, including 2 number ones. We have 4 picks in the top 3 rounds, okay? And we've got to get really good players who are really good people again. We've got to be opportunistic if trade opportunities come along. We are solely focused on having a great 120 days so we can start winning games around here. All right, I'll take questions.
Jimmy, did Kevin have any chance when he came in this morning to save his job based on the fact that
No, he just told you that, Mary. Come on.
You know, I don't think those decisions are made over,
Like,
I think those decisions tend to be made over a period of
thank
time.
you.
And
Like,
I'll leave the conversations we had with Kevin between us because I think he deserves that respect.
come on, Mary.
Will Jim Schwartz be a candidate for the head coach?
You know, we haven't looked at that yet. I would say this, we think a lot of Jim Schwartz.
Jimmy, less than 6 months ago, you gave Kevin Stefanski and Andrew very big shows of support. You said that you need to rebuild the foundation of the team, and you also said that you would give Kevin the opportunity to work with a quarterback. Obviously, 5 wins might not, in your eyes, wasn't good enough. But what was the breaking point, especially given your comments?
I don't think there was one breaking point. I think you got to look at the body of work, and sometimes it's just time for a change. So we felt like it was time for a change.
Jimmy's grown, boys. I'm telling y'all. I keep telling y'all about
You know,
Jimmy.
it's easy for me to say yes. So yeah, I think it was good enough to win more games.
What feedback did you get from players?
It was good enough. I keep telling you all that.
And how much did you?
Oh my God.
We take into account a broad array of comments, thoughts, data, et cetera, when making a decision like this.
Jimmy, how much do you think, to use your words, the swing and miss on Deshaun Watson affected Kevin's ability to win, and the way the offensive line and wide receivers were sort of affected over the last 6 years?
I mean, I don't think we need to cover it again. I mean, I said it, when you trade for a player and you give up 3 number ones and 2 number 3s, that really depletes your ability to raise the roster. So did it have impact? Yes.
Jimmy, do you think the alignment between Barry and Stefanski suffered this year?
No,
The coach said
no.
He didn't know if you were trading Joe Flacco. How does that happen?
Let me say this, and some of you said this is a dysfunctional building. I take huge exception to that. The 2 of them work just like this, okay? And they talk all the time. Their offices are basically next door to each other. I mean, is there tension in the building? Of course. I mean, this is a hard business, and there's lots of stuff going on. The 2 of them work together extremely well, extremely well.
Why would the head coach be surprised that it started?
I can't comment on that one thing, Tony, but if anybody says this is dysfunctional or those 2 of them did not work well, that's dead wrong.
I do agree with that.
Well, let's see what happens over the next 120 days, okay? There are a lot of examples of teams going from last to first in the
How many times have I said that,
Do I
Chad?
think we have the core of a team? Yes. Do we have work?
Yes,
to
I
do to
read, Chad.
rebuild
What are you
the
talking
roster?
about?
Absolutely.
We're watching a press conference, Philly. Come on, man. Come on. We're watching the press.
I'm not going to get into specifics. We have a lot of work to do on the roster, particularly on the offensive side of the roster.
Thank you. Please do the right thing this year. Please.
Good. I think it's a really good question. The leadership required out of a head coach in the NFL, it's one of the tougher leadership jobs I've ever seen. So they've got to be a good leader. I think they've got to be.
What was the
smart
first
in
word out
terms
my
of
mouth,
IQ,
Chad?
EQ and football acumen. And obviously they're going to bring expertise on one side of the ball. We do not have bias on whether they should be from the offense or the defense.
And that's all he said was leader. What I keep
Yeah,
telling,
thanks.
can y'all get me in the office?
Absolutely. Great coach. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Can y'all get me in the office, Jimmy? Can y'all get me in the office, please?
Did you ask about Shador? That's what I was going to ask.
I mean, what I said I want a leader. It gotta be the leadership. He has to have the personality, the leadership. That's when you're a head coach. That's why I'm telling you, like, When you're a head coach, I don't give a damn about the X's and O's stuff right now. That's why you hire your offensive coordinator and you hire your defensive coordinators. I need my head coach to be a head coach. I need him to be a leader. I need him on the sidelines when things are starting to fall apart. Like Mike Tomlin, like the example I was about to give y'all, Mike Tomlin was on the sideline. They show 4 different clips of him hyping up players from different position groups. Like, I need my head coach to be a leader of men. It is the most important asset. It is the most important quality to have when you are a head coach. The X's and O's don't give it. That's what the offensive coordinator is for. That's what the defensive coordinator is for. What is your head coaching tangibles are like? That's why I said it was never a personality. It was never, oh, I don't like Kevin Stefanski because of the person or this and that. It was strictly his leadership qualities, his leadership tangibles just weren't what this team specifically needed. That's why I always say, what's the example I always give you guys? Had Kevin Stefanski been the coach 10, 15 years ago, 17 years ago, I guarantee you Kevin Stefanski would have been here for 10 years or longer because he would have fit that era of football. He would have fit that mold. You would have been able to maneuver differently because of what the Cleveland Browns had been during that time period. But right now, when you have those, in the words of Shador, them young, hungry dogs, and you have a specific type of group, like think about Kevin Stefanski trying to lead a Ray Lewis. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a specific, it took a specific coach to be able to get the most out of the best Ravens defense and let Trent Dilfer go out there and win a Super Bowl. Think about how Doug Peterson elevated Nick Foles to become the quarterback that he was during that Super Bowl stretch. The head coach, the one thing that you need your head coach to be, the one thing, he has to be the perfect leader. You don't have to be perfect than anywhere else, but you have to have the respect of the locker room. Will there be differences in the locker room? Yeah. Will there be sometimes where you look at the head coach and be like, I don't like that? Yes. But at the end of the day, you can never lose the respect of your head coach. And Kevin Stefanski lost that respect when he called out Jameis Winston after calling out Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson told him, no, you don't do that. So, like, once you lost the respect of your locker room, it was done. That fracture would always be tied at your hip for the rest of your coaching life. That's when he lost the locker room, is when that Jameis Winston and that Deshaun Watson thing, where remember when he called out Jameis and the player, remember that little era? That's when he lost the locker room. There was no coming back from that. The writing, like he said, those decisions don't just happen overnight. The writing has been on the wall. They just had to see it through. So I need my coach. And like he said at the end of the press conference, he said, I guess he doesn't have a preference in whether it's a defensive-minded guy or an offensive-minded guy. So that really does keep the Brian Flores window wide open, which if they do decide to go the Brian Flores route, does that mean that this is the end of Jim Schwartz? I don't know. It could be. But according to Jimmy Haslam, it wouldn't matter. So Brian Flores would have to bring in the right offensive mind, because Brian Flores would check the box of that leader. Now, again, it goes back to the Myles Garrett thing. Would Myles Garrett be okay with him being the leader? Because there were some reports talking about how Brian Flores, the way that he does coach, and some of the players didn't like it. And remember the whole Tua Tagovailoa comments where he said, imagine one guy telling you suck and all of this other stuff, and then another coach coming in telling you all of the great things about you. So there were some differences and some things that, Brian Flores has attached to him. But again, there are going to be coaches that how many people were all in on Liam Cohen? How many people were like, oh, at the halfway through the season mark, or the third, at the end of the season, were like, yeah, I want to go get Liam Cohen from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or I want to go get the Seattle coach. And like, there are going to be coaches that we don't know. There are going to be coaches that we have question marks on. I just need to know, what type of leader is he? That's all I want to know. So you ask me what type of coach I know, I'll know when I see him. I'll know when I listen. Like, you guys, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, chat, but have I been right on a lot of the stuff that I've been speculating about? because Jimmy Haslam pretty much just came out and basically have been saying things that I have been saying this entire freaking year. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be interesting. I think we are finally going to get our gift or our wish, and I do think that we are going to get the offensive haul this year, or the Cliff Kingsbury. I saw the name Cliff Kingsbury. I would not mind Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind Jason Garrett as an offensive coordinator. I wouldn't mind Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator needs to be that guru. Get me the coach. What's the coach gonna look like? What's the coach gonna look like? I'm getting excited again. We got 120 days, like they said, but like backtrack again. I told you guys, just like I told y'all about Jerry Jeudy and how we need to just relax on him. Remember a few weeks ago, I'm like, Jimmy Haslam has grown, guys. Like, we have watched Jimmy Haslam buy this team for $1 billion. We have watched Jimmy Haslam draft Johnny Manziel and then text down to Michael and fracture the coaching between Mike Pennant and this team, and a team that was sitting at 7-4 and at the top of the division for 1 week, only to crumble and lose a couple games in a row with Brian Hoyer, to forcing Johnny Manziel to coming into play. Then we saw Jimmy Haslam grow from that and go get a John Dorsey and let the football guy do football things. And then we saw John Dorsey dabble in again and make another swing for a miss, but this time actually doing what fans want to do, and your owner go out and be aggressive. It didn't work. Since Jimmy Haslam has taken over this team, has it been pretty? No, it's not. It was not. I'd be a liar. Or you could call me whatever you want if I sat here and say that things have been good with Jimmy Haslam. But if we're going to sit here and neglect the fact that Jimmy Haslam has literally, like, we want to talk about growth. We are in a world now where you can't even see growth because we are so, what happened for you recently? Or remember when he did that dreadful thing and traded for Deshaun Watson? Oh man, he will never be the owner that we want. We can't even look past flaws. And it kind of ties into relationships. Think about how relationships are nowadays and why relationships don't last. It's because the first sign of turmoil, or the first time something doesn't go the way that you like with your significant other, you guys are ready to break that off and start over because it just wasn't right, or I'm not happy anymore. No one wants to see it through and go through those hard times that build up that special feeling that's like, man, I'm grateful for my partner. Jimmy Haslam is a perfect example of, it was fun at first. Yay, we got a new owner. Maybe things will go right. And then you start to see the kinks, and it's like, ooh, damn, maybe that pretty face I was looking at with Jimmy Haslam was all makeup. And ooh, maybe his personality ain't the best. But then it's like, you know what? You know the type of person that he is now. You know how he operates. What's on the other side of that? And on the other side of that has been accountability and has been growth. That is huge. That is big in the owner when we compare Jimmy Haslam to Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones is still stuck in his ways. Jerry Jones is still playing GM and still playing puppet master. And while Jimmy Haslam may be doing that, he's doing it differently, and he's doing it because he's learned from his past mistakes. And I keep telling people this: if you think Jimmy Haslam doesn't want to win, go find me someone who invests $3 billion into a new stadium, or go find someone who invests in $1 billion into an organization that has been 4-12 for 20 years before you went and got them. You think Jimmy Haslam doesn't want to win? That's crazy talk. It just hasn't been pretty, which is why I keep telling you guys, Brook Park, we are going to see Tony Stark in that new and improved suit where he's got all of these other little Iron Mans floating around and all these extra gadgets. Like, I'm telling you, Jimmy Haslam is going to be a different breed when he has his stadium, his creation, his baby in Brook Park. He tried it, and that was Deshaun Watson. We're not going to see that type of try again until Brook Park. But I do think we will see him step up to this plate this year. They will be aggressive. The money's going to be forked out. That's where I'm interested to see. I want to know who exactly are they going to dish out this bread to, because they're going to dish out some type of money on that offensive side of the ball. And I don't know if they could. I don't know if it would be in the cards for them to find a way to reconstruct a contract with Malik Collins, because I think he's only got one more year on that deal. You have to bring him back. Devin Bush is another guy that needs to get paid. But I think that's really it. Tyson Campbell is still under contract, so you don't have to worry about that. Martin Emerson is a free agent this year, so you are going to have a decision with him. Will Martin Emerson be comfortable taking less money? A lot of the money that needs to be handed out is on that defensive side of the ball. David Njoku is a free agent this year. I've got a source that told me from the horse's mouth that it's already set in stone. David Njoku is gone. It's just a matter of where he's going to end up. So it looks as if David Njoku is going to be gone. Wyatt Teller, the way that they ended, and we saw Carly Teller put out that tweet talking about play stupid game, win stupid prizes. He's probably gone. Joe Patonio more than likely is probably going to retire. Jerry Jeudy is still under contract. Judd is on a rookie contract. Sanson's on a rookie contract. Fannon's on a rookie contract. You can retool your entire offensive line, which is going to be on rookie contracts. You are going to have enough money to make one big stab at an offensive position, which is why my mind keeps going to a player that may not be likely, but A.J. Brown feels more realistic than it ever has today than it did last week or the year before, because I know that there is money to be spent on that offensive side of the ball, because we know that they have the draft capital, and we probably know that they are going to go offensive line in this draft. Will they take a receiver? Probably. Another thing we know about Andrew Berry is how much he values that receiver position. Was that Paul Podesta or was that Andrew Berry? Yet to be determined. But I do think that this might be the year that Jimmy Haslam looks at or that Andrew Berry looks at this and be like, okay, it might be time to go ahead and take a big stab at this receiver position. Now, what other players could potentially be out there on the offensive side of the ball? We can pull up the free agency market real quick, but there aren't many receivers in the free agency pool that would be worthy of that type of bread. So that's why I keep going to the trade thing. So as we look at it here, let's go to the receivers first, because that's the most important position for us right now. Hello? Receiver. So Mike Evans. Mike Evans is not going to come from Tampa Bay to Cleveland. We can cancel him out. Christian Kirk, intriguing. Don't want it to be the wide receiver. We'll look at that Jerry Jeudy post as well, because that was interesting, and I wonder what he was talking about. Deebo Samuel, I'm cool. Diami Brown, Tutu Atwell, Adam Thielen, Marquise Brown, Jawan Jennings. Like, look at these names, guys. Look at these names. There's no wide receiver one on this list. No dominant wide receiver one on this list. Malachi Corley is a free agent. I want to bring Malachi Corley back. I hope they can find a way to get him under contract. I think he's very valuable in what we like to do, but even though we are going to have a whole new offense because Kevin Stefanski's gone. But I mean, running back, we're not going to dish out big bread to the running back position. I truly believe Rocket Sanders, I think you have your three-headed monster. I think Q, Samson, and Rocket, those are your three. You don't even need to go into the running back free agency pool. Quarterback, this will be an interesting one, because I do think that, like I keep telling y'all, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders are going to be on this roster at QB1 and QB2, or at least that's what the competition will start out like. Now, would there be a guy that they would be comfortable in bringing in? Can I put unrestricted free agents that they would be comfortable bringing in to bring this a competition? Now, the first name a lot of people are going to go to is Mac Jones. Mac Jones scares me, because if you're going to go get Mac Jones, you're going to have to pay for him. You're going to have to pay him more than what you would like. Another name that's going to pop up is Malik Willis. And Malik Willis is interesting. I think Malik Willis would be cheaper. I think he has the prove it thing on his shoulder, but the thing that's hindering it is he'd have a steep hill to get to when you talk about getting through the wall of Deshaun Watson and the wall of Shedeur Sanders. Malik Collins, would he start week 1? I don't know. You'd really be starting that season off with a Russian roulette, in my opinion. More so if you were going with Deshaun or Sanders, just because they've already been here. But other than that, I mean, none of these other quarterbacks on this free agency market is really, jumping out to me. Now, maybe a guy like Marcus Mariota, just a vet, just someone on that back end of the roster in case emergencies happen. I mean, it's been 2-3 years in a row. We've had 3-4 quarterbacks come into the fold. So, like, the odds say that we probably see 3 quarterbacks again. Law of averages beg to differ, but we're the Browns. So I could see a guy that wouldn't challenge the QB1. That's where I think the quarterback signing would be. That quarterback that they signed can't challenge the first 2 above them. And then if they draft a guy, like, that's still in the realm of possibilities. But and there is one other guy that we need to get. There is one other guy that the Browns should be. I said Devin Bush is priority number 1. Corey Bojorquez should probably be priority number 1. Right? Can we agree with that? Corey Bojorquez number 1, Devin Bush number 2. If you can find a way to reconstruct Malik contract number 3, am I missing? And then, actually, no, Martin Emerson. I think Martin Emerson is a very key piece here. I think if you can find a way to get Martin Emerson on a very team-friendly deal, I think it would probably look like that Malik Collins contract, 2 years, probably an option in that second year, probably some guaranteed money up front. Can you imagine the secondary? We already saw a glimpse of what Greg Newsome, Emerson, and Ward did the first time around. Tyson Campbell is bigger, physical, stronger than what Newsome was. Those 3 with a Delpit, potentially a Caleb Downs, just, throwing a hypothetical in there. With the linebacking core, this defense ain't gonna be nothing to play with, which is why I'm more excited now because I heard Jimmy Haslam talk about the offense. And if there's one thing we know about this organization, they give us the breadcrumbs to follow, and that was more than a breadcrumb. That was a piece of cheese on a mousetrap that wasn't set, and he was just like, "Here, you can have this one as a snack. We may trap you another day, but take this little piece of cheese and run with it." They've been telling us, they've always told us the plan. Myself, I'll take a lot of accountability on this. Myself tends to get a little bit, overboard, and I can get a little excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I can't. But it is what it is. George Pickens, is he a free agent this year? He's not. Is he a free agent this year? I would be ecstatic to have a George Pickens, but I'm not gonna lie. I really want. Oh yeah, the Jerry Jeudy. I want a big specimen. I want a specimen at the receiver position. I want somebody that's gonna strike fear, in the DB's heart every time he lines up across him. I want that DB to look over to him and be like, I hope he dropped his ball because I don't want to tackle him. That's what I really want. Wait a minute. Did Jeudy have Brown stuff on his account? Because it's not there anymore. Wait. Did Jerry Jeudy ever have Brown stuff in his Twitter account? Let's check the IG. Does the IG good still, chat? Is Jerry Jeudy IG still got Brown stuff on it? Because that would be a bigger tell. Oh, that's not it. Hold on, here it is. Okay, he still has Brown's pictures up there, but did he ever have anything in his bio or anything? I see a couple pictures of Browns, but no bios or anything. He said, "Y'all just don't know," and it's so funny to me. And this was at 4:46. What could that be about, guys? What do we think? What do we think? What are we thinking, chat? He gone. He know he gone. But no, it can't be just that simple. He's gone because he's under contract. He's not just gone. No, he's under contract. Now, could they trade him? Maybe. But He's under contract. He knew something was brewing. I just don't get, because I was trying to think of when I first read this. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's talking about. Oh, I wonder if it was because after the game, this was my thought. This was my thought. I think I remember now. After the game, there were a lot of people that were in the, okay, maybe Kevin can do one more year. And no, was that it? That doesn't make sense though. Y'all just don't know, and it's so funny to me. I'm trying to think, what could that be about? And did we see the post game speech from Stefanski? Now that he's gone, I'm talking about it. Now that it's gone, there was definitely something there between him and Shador. Can we not, like, your rookie quarterback who was going through something mentally, who made it known he was going through something mentally, led a game-winning drive after stinking up the entire game. Shador played his worst game by far, and he led. He had a third down completion to a rookie as he stepped up in the pocket and climbed the pocket to make the pass. He made another conversion to Jerry Jeudy, who had dropped every pass he basically threw on one of the biggest plays of the game to set them up for field goal position. And he did not mention that one time. He just said, good job with the young guys going down there and getting it. I'm like, your rookie just led that. What are we talking about? But the post game was.
How about guys stepping up? Guys out due to injury. Guys going out in the game due to injury. And we step up and we fight. I appreciate this team. I'm so proud of this team for the fight in this room. Guys, we needed everybody there. We needed everybody. We needed offense, defense, special teams.
Hey, when I first watched this was the prototypical. Kevin Stefanski could not go out without giving us one last the one last signature Kevin Stefanski press conference. If you've seen this press conference, you can go back to any winning press conference before this year. If you've seen this one, you've seen them all. This was the epitome of Kevin Stefanski in his post-game pressers.
Offense wasn't perfect, all right, but at the end, we had to come through for this football team, and we did move that ball. Well done.
You see what I'm saying? Is this not a perfect time to say, we got a rookie leading us down? It was just like, this is your moment to give Shador a little bit of flowers. And he didn't do it, and that pisses.
And we did move that ball. Well done. Wasn't perfect. All right, guys, we needed everybody there. We needed everybody. We needed offense, defense, special teams. Offense wasn't perfect. All right, but at the end, we had to come through for this football team, and we did move that ball. Well done.
Don't you think that would be a moment to say,
hey, defense, pretty good offense over there. You held to 18 points. Hey, defense, you scored 12 points on your own. Hold it. Special team. Bill, you cannot write this script better than this. Come on.
Why would he get his flowers? He scored 6 points. Did you not just hear what I said? Blades, did you not just hear what I said? He stunk up the entire game. And when you were down and you needed your quarterback most, he drove down the field and set your team up to win a game-winning field goal. That doesn't happen if 12 doesn't make those throws. Do you comprehend? Do you get it? Okay, good. We got it. Thank you.
Week one, right? We struggled as a football team. And we stuck with you because we believe in you. All right? I'm proud of you. This one's for you. Okay. And then, this is the greatest team sport there is. All right? I love this game. I love everything that goes with it. But I also know something happened today in this game that has never happened. That has never happened. That has never happened in the history of the NFL. In the history of the NFL. Your new sack champions.
Greatest team game that's ever been invented. And I haven't had the pleasure of playing with a better team than this one right here. I'm so grateful to be alongside you guys in this season with a win. That's what it's all about. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3.
You know, I as us as Browns fans, you know, we don't know what it's like to have a special team, right? We've had flashes of it. We had the 2020 moment, right? We thought that team was special. They were special. We squandered that. So I won't say we won't have a special team. 2020 team was special. We had the 2023 year, that defense was special. But I wish I had something to go off of, or if there's other organizations out there that had that moment as a fan that they felt and was just like, something feels different about this team. And I think I've had that moment this year with this team because I kind of mentioned it on the broadcast yesterday. You know, this is a team for the first time in a Browns team that I can remember where they have truly gone through the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. Usually when we go through a certain period of high, there's some type of change, right? Or the expectation falls short, or there's an injury, or there's something, and it just feels like you can see the team. I don't want to say completely fractured, but like you can sense that the team isn't as together as you would like them. This team has potential to be very, very special. And we could be talking about having team players be on this team for another 5 years and looking at players and being like, man, they've been on our team for 10 seasons. The reason why these last 2 games were so special was because you have, and I've already named these guys, Myles Garrett, Joe Patonio, Wyatt Teller, Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, and who am I missing? David Njoku. Those 6 players have been on some very, 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 very bad teams, and they had that little success in 2020 and 2021 or 2023, and they've had that bit of success. This shows you what these guys are truly made of, because how easy would it have been for this team to check out in week 9? Like, let's keep it a buck. Week 8, week 7. How easy would it have been for Myles Garrett to just sit out and not play and have an injury? Or how easy would it have been for the defense, who had a top 1-2 defense, to just, you know what, lay down? Like, in past years, we've seen Browns teams just like, man, they don't care. I think back to that 2021 season at the end, or that 2022 season at the end of the year, and I vividly remember watching that Saints game, and I'm just like, these guys don't want to be on the field. I didn't get that this year, man. Not one time that I look over and was like, these boys are giving up. I did have that feel the first drive. What was that? 3 weeks ago, chat? Was that 3 weeks ago? It might have been 3 weeks ago. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks terrible. But in terms of the togetherness and how they stuck with this, I haven't felt the Browns team in my life that was like, oh man, if they can build upon this, this has the moxie to be special. It has true moxie to look up and be like, ain't nothing gonna tear these boys apart, which is why you guys keep asking me, what do I want in my head coach? I need a leader of men. I need the perfect leader for this team. Because if you can get the leader for this team, the sky's the limit. Sky is truly the limit. And I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to believe it. And if we get the right coach, you bet your bottom dollar I am going to hype up the beginning of this season better than I have hyped up any season in my life, because we just watched a freaking Jacksonville Jaguar team lose 13 games the year before, or 12 games the year before, and win 13 games the very next year. Don't tell me it's not possible. Don't tell me it's not possible, because the pick that we traded and thought was going to be a top 10 pick can be no worse than number 28. So if you get the right leader in this bad boy, we can make a huge jump. So I will be hyped up if we get a coach that is well sought after. Like, if we get that coach and it's like, oh, snap, y'all better watch out. Like, oh, y'all hated me with Shador. Y'all really gonna hate me when we get a coach. Like, I may do it for John Gruden. I'm not gonna lie to you. I may do it for John Gruden. But again, Myles Garrett has to have the sign off. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds asinine. I know that sounds stupid to say for a guy who could potentially leave us out to dry. Myles Garrett needs to sign off on the next head coach. That is 100% a must. I'm not saying he's the determining factor on if of it, but like, if you know that he's not very fond of it, know that there's a possibility he's gonna be up out of here. Myles Garrett needs to have a major say in what goes on in this next coaching staff. And I'm sorry if you don't agree with me, but that's just the way I feel. That's just the way I feel. Did we get any other press conferences? We didn't get an Andrew Berry press conference, huh? That's kind of disappointing. I would have low-key loved it. Let's watch the video.
The best fans in the National Football League, the best fans in the world, Browns backers around the world. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of the support that you guys give this football team. We feed off your energy.
Let's go!
We have, to our fans, the best fans in the National Football League, the best fans in the world, Browns backers around the world.
And see, this is why this is Exhibit A again. This is a prime example. Anyone else notice what I'm noticing? Just listen one more time.
To our fans, the best fans in the National Football League, the best fans in the world, Browns backers around the world. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of the support that you guys give this football team. We feed off your energy.
It feels like it's scripted. Thank you, Brady. Thank you. I'm so good. See, this is what I knew y'all knew, but I knew the Crockpot community was here with it. This don't even feel genuine. This just feel like he's reading it off of a freaking script. Like, you can't give me an authentic, raw emotion. Like,
Let's go!
We have the best fans in the National Football League. They have supported us. They've supported this football team. Home field advantage is a very, very real thing.
I'm so proud of this team, guys. We're not perfect. All right, we're not perfect. How about that teammate game right there? How about supporting each other? That's what it's about in this team game. When we push each other, when we pick each other up. I appreciate how you guys work. Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm so ready. Who brought out the AI? I'm just ready, man. Like, this is a huge moment for Andrew Berry. This is big for the organization, because, you know, I keep talking about Brook Park and how I don't think that they're all the way bought in until then. I still stand by that, despite Jimmy Haslam, comments today. But you're gonna have a real tough time convincing players and coaches and people to come into Cleveland if you mess these next 3 years up. You have to gain that respect again, like you got from 2023. You think back to that 2023 season, they brought in a player. What was his name? The linebacker. Damn, I had his name on my. What was the linebacker's name? He got injured. Damn, what was his name? He came from the Vikings. Jordan Hicks. When they signed Jordan Hicks, remember, he said, I took less money to come play for Jim Schwartz in this defense. For the first time in my fandom, that was the first time I had ever heard a player say that they took less money to come to Cleveland to play for a certain coach or for a certain team. That went out the window that very next season. We became the laughing stock of the NFL again. We came right back to being Browns as the Browns, the whole shebang. The Browns have to be respectable these next few years if they want to get back to that point where teams are like, you know what, I want to come play for that coach, or I want to come play next to that player. Because right now we are still hanging in the balance of, well, Browns is the Browns, and yeah, another 5-win season, and yeah, all this other stuff. Titans have requested, so Titans are already looking for a DC, or have requested head coach interviews with Broncos, Vance Joseph, Colts defensive coordinator Lou, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy. So nothing on the Browns yet. GM for the Giants is back, so yeah. No, nothing on nothing on the Browns on the head coaching thing yet. So who's our candidates? Everyone. Everyone. So you guys know, let's try to brainstorm this a little bit. Who would align? See, I think the coach. I gave my scenario yesterday for Mike McCarthy and why I think that he would make sense. The coach that has to come in here has to be, I don't want to say content, or he has to understand the assignment. And what I mean by that is he has to know that he's not going to come in this organization and have a Mike Tomlin pool, a Bill Belichick pool, a John Dorsey pool, in a sense where he does have to follow a plan. He does have to be in alignment with what the plan is. And I still think the plan is Brook Park. And I think if you get lucky along the way, then that's just the cherry on top. But it scares me because we always talk about how we let Mike Vrabel go out, and if Mike Tomlin were to get fired, if he gets bounced in the first round, would he fit? Like, guys like that, I don't think would be okay with being hindered. You know what I mean? Or not being the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Mike McCarthy was with a guy who mirrors Jimmy Haslam and has been in an organization where he has to walk that dotted line. So I think the coach is going to have to know how to play the game and know how to play Jimmy Haslam's game. And if you weren't content with playing Jimmy Haslam's game, that's why I keep telling y'all, that's why Kevin Stefanski worked out so well. Like, I don't think they really wanted to let Kevin Stefanski go because he fit that mold so well. The only problem is he didn't win games. Like, and when you come out on record saying that 3 wins isn't going to cut it, and then you come out and win 5 games the next season, you kind of got to hold steadfast to what you said earlier. So I just think that the next coach is going to have to, he's going to have to know how to play the game really well. And and I know that's kind of like a corny way to put it because I don't really know how to put it into words, but it's going to take a special type of coach to come here, which is why I think it takes a special type of quarterback to come in here, which is why I'm not sold on Mendoza. I'm just not. Promote Schwartz and bring Raheem Morrison as a DC, Kingsbury or McDaniels as OC. Like I told you guys, I would not be opposed to McDaniels as an OC. Only thing that I would want to know with McDaniel is, does he have something else other than the offense that was ran in Miami? Because Miami's offense was very, very task on time. If you're on task here, the ball will be here at this specific time. I don't want to deal with everything has to be right for it to work scenario again, because that's what we've been dealing with for the past 6 years. When everything's going right, Kevin Stefanski is it, right? But when everything's not going right, you saw what it was. And I don't want to deal with that again. Thoughts on getting Deion Sanders the coach? He just got extended through 2029. He's not going anywhere. Browns need to get O-line. Yes, we need that. Dude is a full-time hater working overtime. Somebody's hating in chat. Some people who knows how to play chess and not checkers. Exactly. Daniel's energy is perfect for the Browns. Yes, Daniel's energy has the swag for the Browns. No questions asked. Getting ready for Coach Prime. You guys are going to be highly disappointed when he's not our coach. He's not going to be our coach this year, guys. He's signed through but hey, yeah, I keep telling y'all Brook Park. He's signed through 2029. If Shador, that'll be about the time when Shador's contract ends. It would make perfect a lot. If Shador found a way to be the quarterback, right? That second contract would come right at the time when Deion Sanders' contract in Colorado ends. Then Brook Park comes in. That's why I'm saying, like, these next 3 years are so important to the future of this organization. They have to do this thing right, or it's going to be a nightmare going into Brook Park, and they can't afford for it to be a nightmare going into Brook Park when they are going to raise the prices of everything. Like, you know how many diehard fans who have been season ticket holders for 20, 30 plus years who are not going to have season tickets anymore because they simply are just priced out when they move to Brook Park? Like, they have to nail these next 3 years out of the park and be respectable. Like, I think the floor now is respectable, because I don't think we're respectable right now. I really don't. I think you have respectable players. I think what they did this year is respectable in terms of Carson Schlesinger and Mason Graham and Tyson Campbell, Malik Collins, and all the additions that they had. But in terms of Cleveland Browns, the organization, I don't think that we're respected yet like we were at the end of 2023. We were respected after that 2023 season. And I think you guys felt that because there were teams. I mean, just think about the fans from the AFC North, right? Besides the few hecklers and the full-time trolls that say, oh, well, they'll be back to poverty the next season. Think about the respect that we were garnishing throughout the league after that 2023 season. So we have to, every single year at the end of the year, it's like, does the league respect us? Yes or no? And I think that needs to be their standard, their pedestal moving forward. Because if you lose the respect going into Brook Park, good luck convincing a coach, good luck convincing a franchise quarterback, good luck trying to do the things that you want to do. Because why would I? It's just Browns are the Browns, right? Who would you want to pay more to see this? What do you mean? Zay for head coach. I mean, some slight. But that I we had to come on live. I don't really have much more to say. I'll read through some more of these comments real quick before we get up out of here. Go watch those Gruden Raider hard-on videos. This is what the team needs. I'm a fan of Gruden. I'm a fan. Did anyone see if Cam Robinson packed his bag with Stefanski? Great question. There's no way he's back next year. Stefanski might take his whole staff with him. No, Jim Schwartz isn't leaving. You think Jim Schwartz is willingly leaving Myles Garrett unless it's for a job that's better? You're crazy. Now that the head coach is fired, you can draft 5 more quarterbacks. Okay. Gruden has that dog in him. I meant for ticket prices to go up. Who would you want to pay more to see this? To see? React to the question again. We should also fire Bubba. Yeah, he's probably gone too. So what are you giving up to get AJ Brown? I'm perfectly fine with giving up the Jaguars first round pick and a third or whatever. I'm sure it would be something around that. What was the George Pickens trade? See, that's the thing about these receivers. They always fluctuate in what the compensation would be. George Pickens, he wasn't even a first. He was a 2026 third and a 2027 fifth. Obviously, his situation is a little bit different. He wasn't under contract the way that AJ Brown is. Matter of fact, we could pull up AJ Brown's, because he just got an extension, but he's got a lot of guaranteed money, and he's signed through 2029. So it all aligns up with the Brook Park thing. I would be perfectly fine with giving up that first round pick. If it took just the first round pick, sign me up. I couldn't make the deal quick enough. And I just think if you add AJ Brown to the fold, it's going to cause nightmares for teams because now you're going to have to decide how you're going to cover Harold Fannin and how are you going to stack the box for Q? And oh, by the way, you got AJ Brown out there wide. And oh, by the way, you got Isaiah Bond taking the top off of the defenses. I mean, like AJ Brown would blossom this offense. And it's crazy to say that because of his attitude that he brings, but like just his presence alone would be more than enough to what I said earlier, strike fear into the opposing cornerback's eyes. What's up, Tony? You're late, brother. We're getting out of here. We're about to get up out of here. Jimmy said Andrew Best press conference will be available at 12:30. Yeah, we're not staying on that line that long. I have curiosity on Gruden. I think him and Shorts would have similar personalities and leaderships and discipline. I meant to say, who would you want to pay more for tickets to see a 3 to 5 win team if nothing changes? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna price out all of those guys anyway. I think the only way that these diehard fans are gonna retain their tickets is if they're winning. Players' press conferences are right now. Oh wow, look at that.
I think I did what I was able to do, and I definitely grew from a lot of things, and I got experience now, so I'm always the same, like confidence-wise.
There's something still going on with Shador. I don't like
but,
it, man. You can see it.
Like that's not in my hands. Like that's not my decisions. I can't speak on what other people feel.
Is there any reports on Deion Sanders right now? Like something is off.
Kind of weird. Like this might be the first time going to offseason not knowing who the head coach is before any outside of last season.
Yeah, well, this year been the first year with a different head coach than Pop. So that was the adjustment off rip, and it was cool. It was straight. Like building
He is so
different
distracted.
relationships, like in different circumstances, situations, which is always good to have those life goals and have those life lessons around. Just to have them on building blocks, so then you prepared in any situation. So that's what this last year, pretty much been.
What are your plans for the off season to get better?
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, I gotta go see Shiloh. Go hang out with him for a bit. I heard he got some Christmas gifts for me. So
This is the second time he mentioned Shiloh.
Tomorrow or something. Then after that, really just be with the family. Then get back to work and connecting with the guys earlier. Connecting with just overall, just getting better. Looking at everything that happened this year, what transpired, and going into
He's
next
Barry's
year.
guy. Barry's safe.
Shador, I know you talked a few weeks about wanting to find more wins. That you felt like the wins were the things missing. So just like how important is it for you to end the season having won these last 2 games?
I feel like the way we ended the season was cool. I think it was cool. I think overall, like as a quarterback, I showed different pieces in different games, to all add up to one complete quarterback. And that's what I had to get to, in those situations, red zone situations, field goal situations, third down situations, where you at on the field situations. So it was a lot of situations that was good. I feel like this was a good learning year for me, and I'm excited for it because, like I say, like moving forward, I'll be prepared. I'll have actual realistic reps versus players and versus other players on other teams and everything. So I'm excited for this off season, like knowing and understand what to expect and what I'm gonna get.
With that said, what does your off season need to look like for you to feel like you've come into this next year with a good platform?
Like it always been. Yeah, the work always be the same, So that's one thing. That's one thing. Us like as a family, as just being a Sanders, like that's what work is, and we always continue to do it. So just working, but know what you're working towards, and know the opponent.
Who informed the players that this happened? You said you just found out 2 minutes
I think social media informed the players first. So I think that's all right. Now this is getting sticky business here.
As this team goes into a coaching search, what do you think is needed in the next leader of this team to sort of keep things on the right track?
I can just focus on me. I can just focus on what I could do and getting better and the players and the teammates that we got. When it comes to those grown up decisions, that's not me.
You're gonna take two more.
Yo, guys, drop a like on the YouTube stream if you could. I appreciate it, man. Sub up too if you from TikTok. I appreciate y'all. Let me get to 75 likes. I got 129 people on YouTube. I'd appreciate it a lot. I appreciate y'all, man. It helps a lot. Shout out to the 41 that already did it.
See, now you try to get me in sticky business. I can't make decisions on the coach and who's coming, who's not. Yeah.
Just how important was it to your development what Bill and Tommy and Kevin all to help you get?
Yeah, but it's those coaches and also it's other coaches also, that all poured into me and that helped me throughout everything. So definitely, it take a village. It take a village to grow someone and help you in places that you need help with, and just talking in perspectives, being humans with each other, So it take a village to raise one.
You mentioned getting more reps against other teams and having a full off season. And that does that mean that the franchise kind of came to you and said they want you to be their franchise quarterback going forward?
Nah, I just went off simple facts of from last year to this year, like not playing in the league, and this year playing in the league, knowing what you like, what you don't like, knowing what you do good, what you don't do good, and just knowing the strengths and weaknesses and knowing how people game plan, also knowing how teams will attack or take things away. So it's a whole deep dive that you have to dive into when it comes to this off season and mentally, like getting there and preparing everybody, whether it's the connection with the receivers and everybody, to have that type of feeling, to have that it factor, to have those moments to where it could be risky plays, but it's always going to fall in our direction. So it takes a lot of relationships, and that's what I'm happy this offseason I'll be able to build with those guys and whoever is coming to the program.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, sure.
Yeah, there's something wrong with Shador. There is something going on, and that's the second time he mentioned Shiloh. Has Shiloh posted on YouTube? Let me check that out real quick. Has Shiloh posted any videos on YouTube?
No.
Because I know he's been big on the 4 days ago was his last video.
Better.
What is going? No, 9 days ago. 9 days ago was his last video. I am puzzled, man. I sensed it though. Remember, I mentioned it during the game. I'm like, Shador don't look the same. Something look off.
Mm-hmm.
The Warden.
It's tough, man. This is a hard time. Coach, he's a great coach. Like I said before, nothing's changed. He's still a great coach. I think the biggest thing that we all got to take accountability for is that we haven't had the season that we all set out to do, and so I mean things are going to change, and that's just what the NFL is and what's going to happen with it. But I'm wishing him the best. Like I said, he's a great coach. I know he's going to go on and continue to do great things wherever he goes next. And but the main focus is us changing the Cleveland Browns organization. While I'm still here, and is winning. So whatever we got to do to get on to the winning track, that's what we're going to do.
With how well the defense has played over the last 3 years, I guess just how much would you like to see Jim continue here in some capacity? You talked to Jimmy Haslam, whether it's interviewing for that head coaching job or keeping this defensive system in place.
Yeah, that's a great question. Me personally, I have so much love and respect for Coach Schwartz. I would highly recommend Coach Schwartz for a head coaching job here. Definitely, like I said, Coach Schwartz, he's a great coach. He's helped my game tremendously. Puts us in great position, great leader, and I can't say enough great things about him. But I think he's a guy that when you who you want in a coach and somebody to lead a team, and yeah, I know he's the guy. He's a great guy.
He's the guy. They tell you without telling you now. They tell you, listen. They telling you. They ain't never said it about Kevin. I'm just saying.
Let's see. To be clear, honestly, I think that we need like assertiveness, honestly. Like just holding people accountable, holding guys accountable. Like I said, nobody played great. Defense didn't play great all year. I mean, we played well, but we just didn't play complementary football. But even just holding offensive guys to a higher standard and making sure that guys are doing what they're supposed to do, and just holding guys accountable when they're not. So I think just someone that's gonna hold people accountable and hold people to a high standard.
Denzel, when Kevin addressed the team this morning, was his mood like?
Say it again.
When Kevin addressed you guys going away, goodbye.
Yeah.
What's his mood?
Yeah, I think he's just very grateful. He's just coming and saying how grateful and appreciative he has been coaching us. And, I was glad to be able to see him again and talk to him. And he talked to the entire team. But he's just very grateful and for the time that he's been here with everybody.
Was it emotional on his part?
Emotional on what aspect?
Was he upset?
No, I didn't get upset feeling. I didn't get that.
Denzel, when we talked to Jimmy Haslam this morning, he said that what you'd expect an owner to say, 8 wins in 2 years doesn't cut it. But he also said that he felt like the team was good enough to win more than 8 games. 2 parts. 1, do you agree with that? And 2, why do you think it was so difficult the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think that we definitely have the players, coaches, everybody, like, we're capable of winning more than the games that we won, but we obviously didn't. And, think things are going to change and have to change. And, we got to find a way to get this thing rolling. And what was your last question? The last part of the question?
Just like, what do you think needs to happen for you guys to get to that level?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like, from this year is we got to play complementary football. Like, we didn't do that. We didn't do that this year. Like, when offense wasn't playing well and defense was playing well, it just doesn't go well. Or defense wasn't playing well and offense may have been playing better, then that's not winning football. You can't win a lot of football games when you're not playing as a team and you're not playing together. And if we could do that better and do that well, special teams, offense, defense, then we go find ourselves winning more games.
Miles Garrett talked the other day about how he's not up for more rebuilding, that that he wants to see a strong commitment to winning as soon as possible. And I'm just wondering, and he's probably going to give some input. Just wondering, what are your thoughts on that? And then also, will you have any input at all in just like, I know it's above your pay grade, but will you talk about, hey, are we going to have a winning quarterback, and who's that going to be, and then what will those discussions be like, and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the discussions will be. If anybody asks me any questions, I'm more than willing to give my input from that aspect. But I'm just here to continue to do my role, and that's be the best player, best cornerback in the NFL and on this team, and be a leader for this team. And that's what I plan to do. So however that comes about, that's what I plan on doing.
You don't have like a desire to let them know, like Miles will, that hey, we need to get to winning next year as soon as possible because we've got this great defense. Share those kind of things.
I think it's already clear that everybody wants to win, and we need to get to winning football, and changes will be made. And I mean, you already seen that with them letting the coach go, that changes are being made. So I think it doesn't need to be reiterated that we need to get to winning football. I think it's kind of already known that we need to start winning some football games around here.
Come on, Mary, your questions today are not good.
To as a team and organization to make that happen.
Are you concerned at all that Schwartz will leave?
Say it again.
Are you concerned Schwartz may leave as a
Yeah.
result?
I sure hope not. I hope we don't get rid of my guy Shorts, man. That's my guy. Like I said, he's a great coach, and he's a great part of the foundation on this team. I feel like, and
He's not going
coach that
nowhere.
I feel is could get us to where we want to go.
He's not going
How
nowhere,
close
guys.
do you think you guys
He's not
are
going nowhere.
as a team, as a roster, to turning things around?
I think we're pretty close. I think we are
Said that at
close.
the beginning of the year
I
too.
said we haven't played great as a team all year, but I mean, we've won 5 games or whatever, and I mean we played good football throughout the year, but we just need to clean up a few things, clean up penalties and a few things on both offense, defense, and special teams, and I think we're close to changing this thing around.
Can I ask one follow-up? Did Kevin not hold you guys accountable enough?
No, I didn't. I wouldn't say that he didn't hold us accountable enough. I think I'm just saying that what we need in a coach, that's just what I think that we need. I'm not saying he didn't do that. I'm just saying for a future coach to come in, I think we need somebody that's going to hold us, everybody accountable and hold us to a
Hey,
high
I'll hold y'all accountable. I took a fraction of the pay too.
Say it one more time, sorry.
Have you talked to teammates about the possibility of Jim Schwartz as head coach? And do you think it's a popular opinion what you're saying about him in this locker room?
I believe so, but ultimately it's not my decision. I'm not the one that signs the checks and does all these things. I just give my input, and you could take it or leave it. But like I said, I got much respect for Coach Schwartz.
Is the neck okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Guy called me good in the game, but no, I'm good though. Feeling a little sore, but yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, nothing crazy.
The last 3 games, you guys went to Chicago, obviously it was freezing cold, but like the last 3 games, close call against Buffalo, you beat Pittsburgh, you beat Cincinnati. Just what does that say about the team, and why do you think you guys really had that premium effort when things were where they were season-wise and the speculation about it?
Yeah, I think that just goes off her question. Like, do we feel like this team is close to winning games and being a winning organization? Like, we're beating teams that are competing and playing in the playoffs, and we're beating these playoff teams and contending for Super Bowls. So I mean, we're right there. We just got to start winning more games and get into that playoff conversation and just get in a fight, really. But we're close, man. It just shows the guys that we got in this locker room and the organization, and that we got guys that are going to fight and working to win. Like that's the main focus, is to win football games, and we got to do everything we got to do to make that happen.
What does your offseason look like as you turn the page and get yourself ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, me, I'm gonna relax, man. Take a good break. I'm gonna go travel a little bit and hang out, have a little fun.
Have a little fun.
But I'm still gonna work out and continue to get my body right and train and get prepared. I kind of got a pretty good routine throughout the off season to get my body right and get ready to come in for the next season and be the best player I could be. All right, thank you guys. Thank you.
What's up, D? All right, how long until Miles gets up? Because I wouldn't mind hearing Miles. Hopefully Miles is the next one. We'll listen to that one. I genuinely wonder, like, I know a lot of y'all be like, man, this dude be talking out of his ass. Like, this dude think he know a lot. Chad, I only talk about things that I feel. And I've said this. Y'all ask me what coach. I'm just gonna play that for y'all now. I'm gonna play Jimmy Haslam and I'm gonna play Denzel Ward. They told y'all what type of coach we need. I told y'all that earlier. It ain't about the X's and O's right now. It's not. These losses this was not an X's and O's problem for the Browns, man. That's why the whole Kevin Stefanski thing, it's like, I don't think Kevin Stefanski is a bad coach. His X's and O's were never the problem. It was the tangibles. It was the leadership. It was the energy. It was all of that. Like, it just, I don't know, man. I need to get in the people business. I guess I am in the people person business. Like, I'm with y'all, right? But like, it's obvious what this team needs, man. And I hope they find it. I hope they find it, bro. Because we are close. We are close, man. We're not, it's Grant Delpit. It's not Miles. Where the hell is Miles? What a season for Grant Delpit, though, man. Hats off to a guy like Grant. I don't have enough great things to say about Grant, man. I really don't. I am so happy to have Grant on our team, and I really hope they don't get rid of him. He's under contract, so it should be. He should be good.
I just want to say that, shout out to Kevin, man. 6 years, success. Great guy, great coach, and I know he's gonna land on his feet and stay around the game. So I know he's got a lot more to offer to some other teams out there. So our relationship has grown over the past 6 years. We've gotten closer. So I appreciate him for everything he's done for the team and myself, honestly. So start with saying that, and it's surprising, yes, but we didn't have success this year or last year as well. So, we know that we got to be better, and I know that they're going to take steps to do that, and we got to do our part as players as well. So,
Great. Do you think that Kevin deserved to be part?
I don't think that's my decision.
What kind of questions are these? Do you think he deserved? These are the players, man. Come on.
Success and results. So, of course, somebody has to. It's got to be somebody's fault at the end of the day, and so that's
dumbass questions, man.
That just comes with being a head coach and a player in this league. So it's a result-based league. So we know we just got to be better.
Great. What was the overall mood? You felt 8 wins the last 2 years, which obviously wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
You guys as a team were better than that. Do you agree with that? And then also just why weren't you able to win more games?
Yeah, I mean, I think to the last question, I think that's the question everybody would want to answer, right? But, obviously it wasn't good enough. 8 wins in 2 years is not what we're in the business of doing. We're in the business of winning, and we weren't doing enough of it. So, something's got to change, something had to change. And, it's not just – you can't pin it on one person of the wins and losses. So it comes down to everybody. And – we just need more wins.
Are you concerned that as a result of this, Schwartz may leave?
Yeah, that would be concerning. I think that
he's not going nowhere, guys.
I think we've had over the past 3 years accumulated, number one defense
twice.
So I think it goes without saying what kind of coach he is and the energy he brings. Look, I think Coach Schwartz is going to be a great. Still got it, type of head coach. So, he's a fiery guy, and I vouch for him. So, I think that he's taken our defense and brought it to an elite level and kept it there. So, shout out to Coach Schwartz.
Notice it's just different. It's political on one side and it's raw emotions on the other. They tell you without telling you, guys. They tell you without telling you.
Yeah, I don't make those decisions, but. I would just say, in simple terms, a good leader. A leader of men, and somebody's going to be fiery and help guys, get to that mentality of, playing ball. Because I think it's more than just X's and O's in this league. I think you need somebody that somebody that's not afraid to lead from the front. So
word for word, bar for bar. Word for word, bar for bar. Hire me.
Yeah.
Hire me.
Yeah, I think as we know,
they watching the stream. They gotta be.
The wins and losses are. It's like you walking a tightrope, and it's not that. We don't have every piece. It's just putting some guys in the right positions and stuff like that. It could be as simple as changing a few positions or whatever, So obviously we are great. Good players, and even NFL is the best, kind of competition we're gonna get. So, I think we got the pieces, man. We just got to put them together.
What did Andrew Berry talk to you? Did Andrew Berry talk to the team?
Yeah.
What was his message, and what's your trust level with him? He's gonna run the coaching search and stick around and try to fix things.
We all know AB's a very smart guy, to say the least. Message to the team was just. Everybody stay together, be smart in the offseason. Appreciate Kevin for what he's done. And that's the main thing. So, we leave the genius work to him, right?
What is that uncertainty like? This is the first time you've gone into the offseason not knowing who your coach is. So what is that uncertainty?
At the end of the day, I can't make those decisions, but of course it's not, I would say, the ideal boat to be in. But all you can do is focus on what you can do as a player and let the higher ups make the decisions, man.
To go back to Jim, I mean, there's not many defenses in the league that run, a similar system to what you guys do. It just seems like you're kind of built to play his style. So I guess how important is that to you? Would you like to stay in this system in whatever capacity that looks like?
Yeah, it's different. I don't think anybody's really lining up one high defense like us and doing the things we're doing, playing man and disguise wise and changing it up. So maybe we'll see more of that over the next few years because teams have seen the success. But of course, it's a unique defense, and I feel like 3 years in it, we've molded well with it. So why not keep going with it?
Grant, what was the overall mood when you guys found the news in the locker room?
At the end of the day, the NFL is a business, man. So, of course, like I said, it's not ideal, and we feel for Kevin, of course, just because of the great guy he is, the great person, great coach he is. But, we understand this is a business at the end of the day, and we gotta keep going.
Grant, did Jimmy maintaining consistency year to year isn't the easiest to do? The defense for the last 3 years has been pretty good, and you've been able to maintain that consistency. Going into a fourth year, continuing that gets even harder. So, just how do you do that with the coaching change and not knowing if Jim's going to be here as well?
Well, Jim's still here right now, so hopefully he stays around, and we don't have to change anything on defense. But if he's not,
it would be a mistake if they don't.
About having an open mind, being open to coaching, and being able to think on the run and mold into whatever this new somebody is.
It would be a mistake if they don't.
Did Jimmy Haslam talk to the team? And what was the message from
AB talked to me today.
Jimmy Haslam basically told us that he absolutely wants Jim to remain with you guys going forward. So is that kind of a comforting thought for you? And have they given you guys that indication that somehow they're going to find a way to keep him around one way or the other?
No, they haven't given me, any insight to whether they're keeping him or not. But I vouch for Coach for us, and I know that everybody in the building loves him and whatnot. So can't get down to the business side of things, but great coach. Why not keep him around? Good. Thank y'all for this year. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, can screw all of you haters that say Zay don't know ball. Zay just a homer. Zay da-da-da. Y'all give me not the ones that I'm not talking to my support. I'm talking to those few specific people because there's so many people. There's a handful of people that be on Instagram, that be on TikTok, that be on these platforms. They just be like, you don't know what you talk about. You did it. And it feels good to get reassurance from players, from the horse's mouths themselves of what I'm saying. They're literally bar for bar echoing exactly what I'm saying. So it just feels good to know that I'm giving y'all at least some decent information. At least I know my thoughts aren't just my thoughts, and I'm trying to convince myself that I am right. They giving me a little bit of solidification. Is that a word? Reassurance. Thank you. They're giving me that reassurance that what I'm saying has a little merit to it. All right, has a little merit to it. So I whenever y'all ask me what type of coach we need, I'm gonna go ahead and go listen to the couple press conferences. Go back and watch the stream from earlier, and then go watch the press conferences because they telling you, and I told you, and we all in the same boat. I might as well be a Cleveland Browns employee or a player at this point. What are we waiting for, guys? Like, yeah, I said I wanted Kevin Stefanski fired, but he's gone now. He's gone now. So let's go ahead and let's get up in there. Let's get up in there. get Chef Zay in the building. Oh man. Are we gonna get Miles? I think we might get Miles. We'll wait a little bit longer to see if we get Miles. I really want to hear Miles talk. I want to see what he has to say. Suit up. Jax, Corey, Zach, that boy, Jax, Goldman, Melanated, Zach again, Cleveland Bro, Sin, Kieran, Kelly, Chicken Jockey. Thank you for the gifts. Whoa! My boy Dog Pound Tony coming through with the Galaxy. My boy Dog Pound Tony going on that tour next year again. And wait, are they done? They're walking away like they done. And I got some cool Are they done? Where everybody moving to? We not getting a Myles Garrett presser? Hold on. What's going on here? Where everybody going? Oh, here we go. Hold on. Are we getting another one or no? They're playing with this chat. And 50 Roses. Who spoke so far? Haslam. Shador. Grant. Grant and Shador. Who else spoke? Wait, there was one more, right? Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward and Grant both said the type of coaches that we need. Come on, Miles. Where you at, brother? Where you at, brother? Shout out to everybody that came to the live stream today, man. I'm putting a big emphasis on YouTube this year. I'm gonna be doing live streams a lot, frequently more, because I really want to start live streaming. So if you guys are on the TikTok channel, I advise you to click on that link in the bio and sub up to the YouTube channel. I'm going all in on YouTube this year, man. All in on YouTube this year. And my boy Jaden Berry with a $4.99 super chat saying, "Yo, Zay, appreciate what you do. Excited to see what happens this offseason. I love the openness from Haslam, just telling us what needs change." W's in chat from my man Jaden Berry for the $4.99 super chat. And I actually was a fan of hearing what Jimmy Haslam had to say. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. He's given us a little bit of insight. And are we not getting Myles Garrett? We'll wait. We'll give it until 11:20 to see if we get Myles Garrett. Shador didn't really say much of anything. They just talked about the type of coaches that they wanted. You gonna post Sanders press? I missed it. You can. It's on the live stream. The live stream will be posted up, but I could probably clip it out and repost it. Actually, if you guys are just here, this was one of my better Yap streams that I've had. We've been going live for almost 2 hours. I would just advise you to go back and watch this stream. This was actually one of the better streams that I've yapped on. Zach with some roses, 18 roses, dog pound. Come on, Tony. What a gold mine. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? I didn't even get to see the animation. Is there a way that I can replay that animation? I want to replay that animation. There's got to be a way I can replay that animation because I've never seen that one before. Gift gallery. Is there a way that I can replay that? I don't think there is. That is disgusting. I missed mad gifts. No, I caught up on all the gifts that I missed. I caught up on everything. Is this real? Is he fired? Oh, he's fired. $9.99 super chat from my boy Luke Walls. Let's go, baby. I appreciate you, Pete Carroll. Jordan, you better than that, brother. You're a better man than that, Jordan. No, man. No. I mean, no, I think I'll have to pass on Pete Carroll. I think it's a pass. I think the Pete Carroll days are long gone. Jacob, thank you for the heart, me brother. I think the Pete Carroll days are right behind us. There's the gold mine. Oh, so you send another one, you little sly devil, you dog pound. Why do I keep? I hate that I call you by your name, by dog pound, when I know you. Your name is Tony. Your name, that's what it is. I don't know why I consist on. It's because I'm reading your damn name. Damn, I hate that I do that. It's like I'm talking to a stranger when I'm talking to a friend. What are we doing here? Yeah, we saw. We looked at Judy's tweet. We couldn't come to conclusion of what that might be about. Clint Kubiak, I wouldn't be opposed against that. McCarthy as a coordinator. They need to worry about the head coaching thing before they do anything, man. Find the head coach, and then we can go from there. It's hard to talk about who we want as coordinators because the head coach, like we're just in the era where head coaches want to call plays sometimes. And I'm wondering if that's the route that they decide to go again. I don't know if that would be the smart route to do. I think if I'm Jimmy Haslam, if I'm Jimmy Haslam, I think they're leaning against that. If I had to guess, I would think that the next coach that comes in is going to just strictly do head coaching duties, and they're going to hire an offensive guy to run and call the plays. I think if I'm Jimmy Haslam, I have a bad taste in my mouth from the past 2 years of my coach having to relinquish those play calling duties, unless there's a coach out there that has proven that he can do both. Kevin Stefanski didn't have proof that he could do both. He was never a head coach, and he had only called plays once in his life. That was an experiment. I don't think you can experiment with this head coach. The next head coach that they have, I don't think that's possible. Used to watch your lives during the Baker Legacy season with Chubb. Appreciate all the coverage. I appreciate you, Luke. Those were some fun times, man. Those were some fun times. We know you have a strong opinion about somebody, head coach, who you think. I don't have a specific name. I have the exact same sentiments that Denzel Ward and Grant Delpit said. Or actually, they have the same thoughts that I have. And that's the head coach. And what did I say? Word for word, bar for bar. It's not an X's and O's problem. The reason why the Browns are where they are, it's not an X's and O's problem. It's truly a leadership problem. And if you can fix the leadership, things will go. Like, I want to put something into perspective. I worked at Marcos for 4 years back in 2014 to 2013 to 2016. 2012 to 2016. I worked for Marcos for 4 years. When I first walked in to Marcos, there was a certain type of leadership or management that was running the operation. About a year or two into working at that place, their GM, they in a football sense, they canned everything. They restarted it, right? And they brought in a new guy to lead the Marcos team. And when he first came in, I'm like, man, I don't know if I really am fond of this dude. Like, the way that he was moving, he was trying to change a lot of things. He was implementing his saying how he wants to run things and stuff. And then as time went on, sales went up. New programs were implemented. Hours were different. Pay raises happened. The success of the store as a whole elevated. And that was at the hands of him coming in, making change. I'll never forget the one day where he's like, yeah, we're slow right now. So everyone in here, we're just going to deep clean the entire store. I'm just looking, I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, all of this thing, da, 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 da. But he was the right leader to not only to take what was just barely working and elevate it and bring in more money. And you want to talk about, there's school night, the Marco school nights. He created that. That was from the hands of him. So like, I need this leader. I need a leader of men. I need a leader, whatever that looks like. And we know, and I don't want the specific leader that Kevin Stefanski was, because I'm not going to say he wasn't a leader. It's clear that he had the respect from the players in the locker room. But Grant Delpit said it. We need that fire. We need that fire. We need that emotion, right? We need somebody to tell you like it is, who ain't gonna hurt you. Like, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I need my guy on the sideline hyping us up. If I'm looking down right now, I need him to come up and pick my chin up and say, knock that off. Let's go. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. Kellen Moore, isn't he an OC for where is he an OC at? No, I don't think there's any chance Prime is coming to Cleveland. At least not until 2029. Saints. That's where he was, the Saints. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. So it doesn't look like we're getting Myles Garrett, guys. It doesn't look like we're getting Myles Garrett. Tony, we already checked Carly. I was on Carly's tweet 7 minutes after it was posted. I might have to reach out to her and see if we can get a I might have to go see if we can get an interview from Carly. She followed me after I made that one video on Wyatt. So I know she be tapped in. I know she tapped into the show. Do your research on Gruden before you vouch for him. We all know about the history of John Gruden. Come on, man. That's not that there's no secret of what that was. We know the history of John Gruden. We also know that his dad is a diehard Browns fan and that he has Cleveland running through his blood. All right, we're gonna give it 2 more minutes. If Myles doesn't come out at 11:25, I'm gonna end this stream. What about Miami's head coach? As an OC, maybe. McDaniels only scares me for one thing. I like McDaniels. I like his swag. I like what he can bring. But his there's just a couple things that kind of scare me with him. And I've already kind of made that known. Is there another Jerry Jeudy tweet that I'm not seeing that you guys are trying to get me to see? Or is it the same one that we've already saw? No, it's just there's nothing new. We already saw it. What did Jeudy tweet? So you guys haven't seen the tweet yet? I got y'all. This was last night, right after the game at about 4:40 or whatever it was. He said, "Y'all just don't know," and it's so funny to me, whatever that means. So I don't really know what that means, but that was his tweet. Pete Carroll just got fired. Yeah, it's happening. There's a shift in the league this year, man. Browns got a big opportunity this year, man. They better get it right. They better get it freaking right. I'll tell you that. I can't believe they're not going to have Myles talk. Like, how are we going to get every other captain, but we don't get the sack leader? That's wild to me. And then Andrew Berry's going to talk at 11:30, so I'm going to you know what? I'm going to probably reach out to I'm going to try to reach out to Josh Cribbs or Joe Hayden. And I'm going to see if we can get a treat, an end of the year player interview. And I'm trying to think who could I reach out to on the Browns that's playing right now that could potentially come in. You know who else I'm gonna try to reach out to? I might see if Shelby Harris wants to come on. I'll see if we can get a couple players this week, especially off of a win. Shelby Harris is a guy that we've had on the show before. I could get Alex Wright. I know Alex Wright will come on the show. I'm gonna shoot for Alex Wright and Joe Hayden, and maybe the next live that I'll do, maybe we'll try to just make it a recap show with the players, because I'm pretty sure I can get Alex Wright to hop up on the show. That's my mother loving dog, man. Oh, and Emerson owes me a show. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get Emerson on the show. He told me he would come on the show earlier in the year. I know it. I just gotta get him to respond back. I could probably get Ford. Ford is a shy guy. Ford already doesn't like to come on, and especially after with the Brown stuff, I don't think he'd be willing to come on anymore, sadly. But maybe we could get like a gaming stream with my boy Ford. But I'm gonna definitely text Joe Hayden. Isn't that weird? Chat, I grew like, can you it's so surreal, and it's only possible because of you guys making me who I am. Like, just growing up watching Joe Hayden and him being my favorite player. Like, I'm just waiting for that good old, oh, who's the most famous person in your phone? Joe Hayden. Some slight, you know what I'm saying? I just one of the best Cleveland Browns players ever, just Joe Hayden. You know, I could just shoot a text message. I'm sure he probably wouldn't pick up a FaceTime if I ever called it, but like just to know that I say I got Chef Zay, or I got, Joe Hayden in the context, like that's pretty cool, right? Like I ain't gonna, shout out to y'all. Tony says I say Chef Zay. Okay, all right. I'm not nobody special. I'm just a guy. Come on, man. Your kid had Joe Hayden shirt. I love Joe Hayden, man. I got Chef Zay in my contacts. Bucky, I'm changing my number just because you have it. I'm changing my number just because you have it. All right, boys, we're not getting Myles Garrett. I thought we were gonna get. I keep on trying to hold out, but we're not getting it. What's up with JOK? I don't know. That'll be something we'll have to. That'll be something. Ooh, I wonder if I could get JOK to come on. JOK knows who I am, but JOK is very hard to get in contact with. Oh, if I could get a JOK presser. Oh my gosh, that would be so fantastic. I know JOK knows who I am because when I took that picture with him, I was like, you know me? Like, yeah, I know you. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I'm gonna try, boys. I will try. But what a season. What a final live stream for the 2025 season. It wasn't what we expected, but we've got a lot of things to be optimistic about. Head coaching is number one on our priority list, followed by Devin Bush, Malik Collins, Martin Emerson, and did I say Devin Bush, JOK, whoever else I'm missing? It was fun. I still had fun. I appreciate all you guys coming through every single week. I was talking to my mom the other day. This was one of those years, like at the beginning, midway through the season, I'm like, man, this is another failed season for what I've done. Like, I don't feel like I had any growth this year. I don't feel like I did anything different. I don't feel like I lived up to the expectation that I set for myself. I was really hard on myself. But then just a couple days ago, I sat back and I reflected, and I was like, man, that's kind of selfish of me to say that because I've grown in an area that I appreciate more than anything, and that's just the community of people that are here every single freaking week, and so many people that continue to show up despite even when we're down 20. Like, it's as much as we talk about, I tell you guys, you can't worry about the numbers, you can't worry about all these things. You don't know how mentally rewarding it is to look over to the side and see hundreds of people watching your content, supporting and cheering and having the same thoughts and just having dialogue back and forth. And even when the trolls come in and do their things, it's just like you guys are taking time out every single week. Like, whereas last year and the year before and the year before that, it was just kind of like, oh, I'm here just to be here. And, oh, I'm here to watch you be upset, or, oh, I'm here to watch the other thing, or I'm just here to see the one reaction. It's like, I've overcome so many of those little hurdles, and I keep wanting to feel that growth and see that growth, and we all want to see it, but sometimes that growth comes underneath. Sometimes that growth comes within the foundation, and I can fully say the foundation of the Crockpot, the foundation of Chef Zay and what we have built, it is so set into the ground that it'll be so hard to uproot it, and it would take laser focus to uproot what we have built. So as much as I feel like I didn't do what I wanted to do this year, man, we grew underground, and that is something that I cherish. And I get emotional when I talk about stuff like this, but I appreciate the genuine support that I have from you guys. So while it didn't grow the way that I want to, I keep telling y'all the house should be sold hopefully within the next 2 days, and I can really invest into you guys and to content and to giving back the way that I want to give back. So if you are in Ohio next year, you come down to the Muni lot, plan on coming through the Crockpot and experiencing free tailgates and watch parties and drinks and food and stuff like that, because that was all that. Oh wait, we got a presser. Oh, it's Joel. It's Joel. I love you, Joel, but we know how your answers are. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys. And let's get ready for the 2026 season. So drop a like on your way out. If you're from TikTok, click the link in the bio and come sub up on YouTube channel, because I am diving deep into the YouTube world this year. And I really want to, my goal for the 2026 season, I want to hit 100K subs on YouTube. That's a big stretch, but my realistic goal, I want to hit 50K subs and do this thing the right way. We're at 10,000. We're at 10,400 subs this year, and I plan on really going crazy with that. If you guys are in the business of real estate, selling, investing, or buying, I'm your guy. I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to be diving deep into that too. So you might see some real estate content thrown into the mix. I may create a new account for that. So stay tuned for that. And I think that's all the announcements I have for you guys. Honor the Land. Max and myself will be going live. We are trying to figure out if we're going live today. Well, there is no updates on that. But I imagine we are going to have a live show sometime today. If not today, tomorrow. So make sure you guys are tapped into the Honor the Land. And I will see you guys on that note. If there's anything major that Andrew Berry says, I will go live for that and address that. They said his press conference will come out at 12:30, so I'll keep an eye out for that. But I'm out of here, y'all. I got after this, go to the highlight video. The highlight video is done. I haven't had time to post it, but that's up next. And let's enjoy this last Victory Monday and the first Victory Monday of the 2026 year. All right, boys. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Have a good day. And as always, here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Hoo, hoo. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. I gotta end the stream on YouTube. Hello.